This is really annoying, okay? First of all, I'm going to start off. You know why Inmendham talks about this inner ape, but he goes ahead and titles a video, "Sometimes inner ape is right." See, that's the fucking thing. His philosophy is all about, let's overcome this inner ape, but not really. When he wants to, let that inner ape go. You know what it's about? See, when you say there's an inner ape, then you get to keep your inner ape, and you get to let it out and tear up people when you want. If you say, well, there's not really an inner ape, there's just me, maybe in my reduced moments, like I say, hey, there's me when I'm being attacked and have to reduce my frame of reference to my own personal survival. It's not an inner ape. I don't give myself permission to be a scumbag, okay? And then you do. Let me tell you, it's annoying to be blocked from a conversation, and it's like you're pretending I'm not in the conversation, but then you go and mention me, you misrepresent me. Great text in your thread is like, well, you said to him being blocked probably wouldn't bother him too much, and he says not as much as being misrepresented. But when you get blocked, you get misrepresented even more. It's ridiculous. You can't control your inner ape. How about this for an objective reason to block me or not? Blocking is when you don't want to have a conversation with anybody anymore. You use it like you flicked me or something. This is really annoying, but I want to reply to some of the things in that thread of your stupid video, so I'm going to do it this way. But it's a lot more energy than just typing some text comments to people that are talking in the video. So it's barely worth it. Now, for example, to wukdar. First of all, they said they thought the First World War was going to be the end of it all with an amazing machine gun. How could we ever fight war again? No, you wish the Third World War would be the end of it. But no, there'll be some portion of the Earth that we can't ever go in for 1,000 years because of nuclear waste. There'll be other areas that we shouldn't go in, but we will, and we'll just have higher rates of cancer. And then there'll be some area that's more or less livable. So, sorry, you better fight a lot harder to stop World War III than thinking it's all over. No, it's going to happen, and then we're going to have to live with the results. There was never even any evidence that the USSR and the US had a command and control system capable of firing all the missiles. Okay. No, there's going to be hot spots. India or Pakistan will be glowing, and Japan and part of North Korea will be all radioactive. This is what we're going to have to live with. It's more horrible than thinking it's suicide. It's like we're going to have to live with this. Okay, it's going to suck. Now, as far as your question of what good is quantum mechanics ever done to assholes, well, I'll tell you one thing it's fucking done. Most assholes think they're objectively right. That's why they think they can go and kill you and your children, because they think you're objectively not human, or you're objectively trying to steal their breakfast, or whatever the hell they think. They think they're objective. So quantum mechanics puts enough doubt in it that for people that actually understand it, they realize they don't have a foot to stand on when it comes time to kill another human being. Their opinion cannot possibly be correct enough to use it to kill another person, with the possible exception of when they are in physical danger, immediate physical danger, and even then it's not absolutely correct. It's just what you have to go on to fight for your own survival. Okay, so we can be understanding of that. But you see, we don't get any things like if they don't believe in our fairy tale is their savior, then we're going to kill them. You don't get that kind of shit when people that understand quantum mechanics, all right? That's why it changed in the last 100 years. That's why relativity, that's why I dwell on relativity and quantum theory. Because it's reality. It's from the physical reality. It's not just an opinion of a good idea. For generations, we've convinced people to be skeptics because it's a good idea, and being open-minded is rewarding once you start doing it. But physical reality proving some of these principles is an extra weight, because there's people out there that like the idea of being open-minded, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to hold doubt. They're not going to be open-minded just because it sounds good. But then once they see that the physical reality has elements of doubt implying to them that they should be doubtful, well, then they get a little less certain, and then they don't do jihads on your dumbass, okay? So that's how it changed, all right? You should consider yourself an exception. To be a compassionate person that wants the world to change and to be an objectivist, that's the rare combination. Usually objectivists are launching, crusades and genocides, all right? Now on the heroin addict thing, hey dumbass, and I'm talking to you in Inmendham, hey, the heroin addicts are the ones that know why people want to do heroin in the first place, you moron. The heroin addicts are the one that can tell you that, well, it's giving me relief from this suffering I had elsewhere in their life. The heroin addicts do get a say in the meaning of heroin and the value of heroin. See, because there's a reason they're doing it. They're also the ones suffering the consequences, and yet they're still doing it. Yeah, so there's some of the explanation in heroin addiction comes from the heroin addicts, you fool. You can't see that? You can't see that at all? Well, that's why, like an ape, you ban and block people that you're still having a conversation with, because you just do whatever feels good, don't you, Mr. Above all of that? No, you do whatever feels good, don't you? And then you have a philosophy, because you need that philosophy, because you are such at the whim of your ape-like character, you need a philosophy to make you act even as human as you do, huh? And then, as far as objective suffering, you are a tremendous fool on that, because you being hungry isn't real suffering. What about when you get to the point where you're about ready to starve? Then is it real suffering? Tell us, oh master of objective suffering, when does the suffering becometh real? If not from the pain, then what the fuck frometh, you fool? You just want to keep this out. You know, I tracked your definition of suffering down. It's whatever you think is suffering. You want to be the arbiter. Which is great, of course, that's a wonder. That works for me, except for someday you're going to die, then who will do it for us, Inmendham? Who then? Yeah, suffering is a subjective experience. I'm not even discussing that with you. I'm just saying it over and over so that the other people can understand something you obviously cannot understand. You cannot separate your suffering from objective suffering from other people's suffering. Okay? It's ridiculous. And if you really have a philosophy of overcoming the ape, then overcome the ape. Okay, do it. Follow through. See, the reason almost any philosophy is workable in this life and leads to progress, if you're not a hypocrite, that's the problem you have in Inmendham. If you're not a hypocrite, okay, I didn't say if you were a hypocrite, I mean if you're not a hypocrite, then your philosophy will lead to progress. You know how that works? Here's how. If you're not a hypocrite, and there's a flaw in your philosophy, then you will take the ramifications of that and realize you need to change your philosophy. If there are ramifications in your behavior not being hypocritical, and it's the behavior that should change, then you can change the behavior. Eventually your behavior will be in line with your philosophy. And if you're a hypocrite, you'll see that you have to change your philosophy. All right? So, for example, in the past, people thought it was immoral to have sex out of wedlock, but they couldn't seem to stop doing it. Eventually, we decided to change the morality system rather than our behavior. But you're a hypocrite. Okay, you're a hypocrite. You don't use objective reasons when you block somebody or say, ban me, or any of this kind of stuff. It's all virtual. It's not as important, but you don't use objective criteria. You embrace that ape, which you protect in your little shell of objective reasoning. You protect your little ape. You're not going to let us get at him. You say, no, he's evil. Hey, don't try to make him good. He can't be. Nature's bad, and he's bad, and bad, 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 bad. Stay away. Hey, the rest of us are trying to evolve, and enlightenment means getting our inner self to be better beings. Okay? I don't have an urge to ban people when they say something stupid in my thread, or something I disagree with, or something I even think is dangerous. I don't even have the urge to ban them when they say stupid things to me. I just have an urge to reply to them, like, I just have an urge to reply to them and have a battle of wits if that's what they want. Now, even when people say hate speech, I don't have much of an urge to ban them, but I have learned that maybe it's my responsibility to ban somebody spouting off racist garbage. But even then, I don't necessarily do it, because I'd rather their stupid comment be up there for everybody to see, reply to, and react to, and understand there are people that stupid out there, as well as that there's maybe people that can reply to them with witty comebacks that you too can use in your world when you run into jerks. It is pathetic that you are going to keep answering me, misrepresent me. Well, I actually don't mind the misrepresentation, because I understand you just can't, you don't understand. But, and I want you to say what you think I'm saying, okay? And then I want to correct it. And that's the part. You're still responding to me. Not just mentioning me in your videos, but you're attaching your video to my video. That's hypocritical. I'm not going to ban you because I don't want to. I don't have any reason to. You blocked me and then you're responding to my videos. Hello? This is the You want to be the purveyor of logic here. You're the one that's so logical. So what's the logic in that? But I don't even want to be unblocked, okay? I don't want you to be unblocked. You just be whatever kind of idiot you want to be and let it all be for the world. And if I run out of energy for making replies like this, fine. You know? God, I'm such a fool. You talk about nuttiness. Oh, my God, man. Look. Don't talk about multiple worlds when they're suffering the world. You're talking on fucking YouTube, man. People could say go out there and do it. You know, there's fucking 6 billion people. We have time to do more than one thing at once. And who's to say we're not going out there? I know I am. I'm politically active, okay? I don't cover that on YouTube because that's local. So, anyway, you know, it's pathetic.